All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Sorry about being a few minutes late on that one. I hope you guys have enjoyed these past two videos that we've done. So Monday I read a story called Eddie's Garden and What Things Need to Grow. And then yesterday Kyler did a physical activity for everybody, and I hope you guys participated. If you have any ideas of more physical activity events you want to see, or a book you would like me to read aloud the next few Mondays, just let me know. I'm going to be doing garden activities on Wednesday, and today we are going to be making little bean plants. So we will get started with that in just a minute. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, so on our Facebook page, we listed out the supplies you'll need. I'm going to go over them one more time. So what you're going to need is a clear Ziploc bag. It can be the sandwich size, the snack size, which is half this, or if you only have bigger ones, that all works too. You just need a clear plastic bag, a napkin or a paper towel, which I know those are kind of hard to come by right now. So whatever is closest to this. Some tape, a dried bean. So I have like a little container of kidney beans that I'm going to be using. You only need one, so you're good, unless you want to make more than one bean plant. But a lot of times these dried beans you can find in the grocery store in like a clear bag, and they're pretty cheap. So any of those kinds. And then a spray bottle that's filled with water. Yeah, those are the only things that you'll need for today. And then a window to tape your plastic bag onto, which I'll get to that later. So in order to get plants to grow, you need 4 things. So the 4 things you need are sunlight, water, soil, and space. So we're going to make sure when we plant our little bean buddies, is what we're going to call them, you only put 1 bean in each bag. That way it has plenty of space to grow, because if we were to cram a bunch in here, it wouldn't work very well. They wouldn't get very big. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna open up your bag and grab a little bean. So like I have a little red kidney bean, as you can see right here. You're gonna get your little your bean. It can be a black bean, pinto bean, whatever kind of bean you want. And I'm gonna put my bean in my napkin, and I'm just gonna fold it in half. So we got that in there. Oh no, he fell out. And carefully try to put it into the sandwich bag. I had mine slip out there for a second, but we can just tuck him right back in. So then we kind of have it looking like this. So my little bean is in the corner, so I'm gonna try to shove him to the middle of the baggie. Okay, he's right here now. And so what we're gonna do, you can kind of see his little shadow. So what we're gonna do is, now that we have our bean in place, I'm gonna get my little spray bottle, and we're gonna give him like maybe 3 or 4 squirts. And then the napkin will absorb all that water, and it'll keep him nice and wet. And so as the seed, as the bean seed gets wet, it'll start to expand a little bit, because the plant on the inside is going to start growing. And so the brown casing that my bean is in will start to shed off, almost like, kind of like how when butterflies come out of a cocoon, the little out covering kind of comes off. That's what it's going to do. And then roots will start to grow. So when you guys are zipping up your Ziploc bag, you have to make sure we don't zip it up all the way. So I have a little bit right here that's not closed up, because we have to make sure that they still get some air. So I left enough that I could stick my finger in it pretty easily. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get a piece of tape, and I am going to tape it onto my window, and you guys can see right here. So I'm doing that, and in about 2 weeks, they'll be like this big, and we'll have plenty of room to like plant them in like a little pot, and then you guys can water them and plant them outside because it'll be warm enough by then for you guys to plant them outside. And if you want, I have some bean plants that I have grown from bags with my kindergarten classes before COVID came through. And they've gotten pretty big, so I can definitely show you those if you want. But definitely only put one in the bag, so that way it has plenty of space to grow. The sunlight keeps it nice and warm. And so what's going to happen with your bean is, like I said, the outer casing is going to kind of come off. It'll just kind of fall off. And the first thing that'll grow are the roots, which will come down to drink all the water. And the roots just know which way to grow, so you don't have to worry about if it's upside down or not. So the roots will go down and it'll drink all the water up. And then after the roots have grown for a few days, then we'll have the stem to start coming up, and then leaves, and then flowers. Yeah. So I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna take this with me. We're gonna go on adventure. Okay, ignore my house, y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my little bean plant that I've grown, my kindergarten class. Okay, so I'm gonna flip the camera around. Okay, so I have a lot of plants growing here, but this plant right here is one that I've grown with my kindergarten class, and see how big he is? We had some flowers growing, so he's nice and big. This one's one too. He's got a little bit of damage, but that's all right. And then two more that I just did recently are these two bean plants, and you can see the little shell from the bean is still kind of hooked onto this one, but this one fell off early. This is just meant to protect it while it's growing, so it's okay if it falls off, no big deal. These are all my seedlings that are growing right now, but those are my bean plants, and they will probably look like that in 2 weeks or so. This is a pretty easy activity, so definitely get all your kids to do it, or if you just want to do it. And then you guys can have some nice beans to eat during this quarantine. Just make sure they get plenty of sunlight, so they'll be in the window, so they should. And I would say you really only need to water them like maybe once a week, because that napkin's gonna keep the water absorbed in the Ziploc bag. So all you'll really need to do is maybe give it 2 more sprays of the water bottle like once a week. So it's pretty easy to take care of. They're pretty easy to grow, so anybody can do it. If you have any questions or anything you want to learn about next week in Garden Club, let me know. I'll see y'all later.